The next in the long-running Prince of Persia series will be presented in 2.5D, bringing a mix of combat, puzzle solving and exploration. Basically, this is a Metroidvania-styled game. If you've played Ori and the Blind Forest or Hollow Knight, this might mean something to you. Or if you're rather old, the word was coined in the late 1990s after Castlevania Symphony of the Night made a huge splash in the industry. The game took direction from Nintendo's iconic Metroid series, adding a complex lock and key conundrum to the business of swatting creatures from hell. Metroidvania has become the darling of indie publishing in recent years, since genius and quite frankly brilliant variations of the genre have come out of studios both big and small. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is interesting because this is a Ubisoft game, a large AAA publisher who is now stepping onto the Metroidvania ride. The move is far from cynical because Ubisoft Montpellier, who worked on Rayman Legends back in 2013, has taken the opportunity to return Prince of Persia back to its roots. At the same time, it has earned the respect of Jordan Mechner, who created the landmark title back in 1989. Before it was evolved by Ubisoft into a 3D action adventure and an immediate predecessor to the Assassin's Creed series, Prince of Persia was a cinematic, two-dimensional action adventure involving sword fights while navigating dungeons and towers. Since there was such a stir created by Prince of Persia with its unique animation, it likely influenced Konami, Nintendo and countless other developers and publishers to make similar looking games. However, the debate of how many games were inspired by Prince of Persia is something we'll have to tackle another day. The reason everyone who plays it loves Rayman Legends is the same reason why Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is headed for success. It is so much fun to play and looks gorgeous. Ubisoft Montpellier has a particular talent for razor-sharp gameplay mechanics that reward an uncanny sense of timing alongside original level and gameplay design, which is perfect for Prince of Persia. The Lost Crown is heavily action-orientated. There's a seemingly endless procession of mythical ghouls for the hero, Sargon, an immortal, to cleave through. Accessibility settings allow for an easier time too, if the story is what you came for, of course. But The Lost Crown is a combat game in essence. This is different to saying a game that features combat. We played on the default warrior difficulty to balance combat with challenges, which gave plenty to contend with. Sargon has a large number of moves driven from a single attack button, supported by directions including crouch and jump, plus an essential dodge maneuver. For this, he can string basic attacks into impressive combinations, much like a pure fighting game. These include juggles started by smacking enemies into the air to hang like piñatas. It is a much faster paced game and bruisier than Hollow Knight within the same hours played. Less chaotic and frankly a little silly but joyfully hilarious. As a groove, it works just fine. On top of that though, there are special techniques that liven things up a heck of a lot. The first is a vengeful encounter which interrupts a blockable enemy attack and then turns the damage against them. Timing has to be on point, and you need to recognize the giveaway animation, but the resulting explosive cinematic is thrilling. Vengeful counters also work against bosses too, and that is so satisfying and often never seen in games these days. Also, performing a counter is beneficial since it fills Sargon's Athra Surge gauge. Athra Surge is Sargon's super move, and there seems to be at least 7 types to unlock in the game. We discovered Verathragna's Smite, where we rush towards enemies and smash through their defenses. There's also Bama's Breath, where we created an explosion and summoned a temporary healing zone around us. The latter is excellent in boss encounters, helpful for its stopping power as well as its healing capabilities. It speaks to the quality of the Lost Crown's enemy roster that all of the above is necessary. There's not much you'll be attempting that isn't in response to the antics of archers, shield carriers, mace twirlers and spellcasters that compromise the rank and file. It really pays to go rushing into scenarios unprepared, without a plan or lacking confidence in Sargon's abilities. You need to size things up, note what is needed and then execute with deadly grace. Every location has its own community of horrors too, which represent the theme of the place, such as the Hycinian Forest and its leaf-cloaked assassins. Wildlife gets involved too, with giant bugs and seriously angry birds after Immortal Blood. Now it must be said that Prince of Persia The Lost Crown looks extremely lovely. You can see this for yourself in the footage, but we mention it because the game is an experience that demands scrutiny. There are so many secrets worth pursuing, within the walls, beneath the rocks, well hidden ones too. Yes, the depths are inviting as a kind of Persian grimdark vibe. The world is brought to life with smart lighting techniques, beautifully designed textures, and high poly assets. Because the game has this whole Metroidvania setup behind the scenes, every symbol, switch, and lever is relevant. To sum up, Prince of Persia The Lost Crown has a lot to show for itself within the few hours of the 20 to 25 hour campaign Ubisoft is promising from the game. Also, we know that from the promo footage released so far that Sargon's powers and abilities extend far beyond what we've had to experience so far. It's a ship-shape attempt at Metroidvania for sure, as authentic to the genre as it is to the Persian myths that inspire it. Neat touches such as the Farsi voiceover, which is well performed, show the love that Ubisoft Montpellier has set out with this project. We know from Rayman Origins the level of polish we can expect when it finally arrives in January 2024. And yes, we're very much looking forward to it. So those are our thoughts from some early hands-on time with Prince of Persia The Lost Crown. The game is set to release on 15 January 2024. Are you looking to pick this game up? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to visit www.glitch.online for more gaming tech news and reviews, and please like and subscribe while you're here too. Until next time, farewell.